Hello, hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day as well to all the mothers out there, whether biological, step, fur baby, whatever. All of you. All of your mothers. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you're being spoiled and appreciated and shown how much you're loved and appreciated. So welcome, welcome. We are live on my Sandy McTeer Designs Facebook page and my YouTube channel. So glad to have you guys here. Let's see who's here. Hi, Linda and Chris and Patricia and Bonnie and Susan and Kathy, all my members, and Lori and Sandra. Hi, Mary and Yvonne. Hi, Melissa. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Hi, Donna Pultz. I miss seeing you. You know, it's one of those things when you're away at a seminar or a convention or whatever, and then you go home and it's like the next day you wake up and you're like, I miss the people I was seeing for the last 3 days. So hi, Sue. Hi, Claudette. Hi, Eileen and Mary. Anyway, I always say that. I can sit here. Hi, Yvonne from Down Under. So happy you guys are here. Don't forget to like, comment, and share for some giveaways. I just looked at my mat, my silicone mat that I work on. It's filthy. I put some alcohol inks on it the other day, and I can't seem to get it off. So if anyone has any suggestions, I've tried. I haven't done acetone yet. I need to get that. That's strong. But rubbing alcohol, 90% proof, hand sanitizer, tape. Anyway, it's just splotchy, so I might just turn it over. But hello, Cindy. Couldn't get my page. Hi, Karen and Cheryl. Well, hello, Barb Perkle, my second mother. Hi, Sharon. So if this is your first time joining me, I am Sandy McTeer, and this is Sundays in the Studio with Sandy, and I try to have at least 2 lessons or demos or just chit chat or whatever, at least 2 times a month. And this week I'm on, thankfully. Next week I'm teaching a Zoom class, so I won't be on. Teaching the British Academy of Fine and Decorative Artists, I think. Or British Academy of Fine and Decorative Arts. Anyway, so I'm teaching a Zoom class. How about salt and lemon juice? Ooh, Bonnie, I'm gonna remember that. Or baking soda. I might try all 3. I just like for it to be really nice. We don't care if it's if your mat's messy, right? I know, but I like for it to be clean initially, and then I want to mess it up. So, yes, I use alcohol as well, but it did not come up this time. I was looking to see what I have, but I think it's either 70 or 90% proof. Hi, Virginia from Texas and Virginia from Alabama. You're home. Hi, Patty. Peroxide. Ooh, I should try that. I just put some in my mouth this morning because I have a cracked, well, a missing, half of my crown is missing, so they gave me some kind of peroxide mix thing to keep it from getting infected. But I get a new crown this month, so yay me. Happy Mother's Day, right? No, actually my Mother's Day present, I have on, I think I forgot to wear it last time. My husband got it in Turkey. And it's a sultanite. They mine it in the hills of Istanbul, and it changes colors. So sometimes it's green, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's pink, and I absolutely love it. Can you turn it over to the other side? Yes, and I think that's probably what I'll do. I've done that many times, just, kind of flip it over, especially on my other one. 94 right there. It's 90 here, Molly Ann, in Georgia. We're supposed to get up to 92 today. So anyway, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, during the pandemic, early 2020, when I was moving my main studio out into our extension that we had put on, we had our our deck completely closed in, and it used to be my boys' music room. Now it's my my studio, and the other place used to be my dining room, and that I call that my studio runoff. or excess stuff, because we all have it, right? Oh, that's a good point too, Chris. I've heard that. Put more on it. Hairspray. Well, I'll have to try that. Usually I keep the hairspray to kill bugs. Because, you spray them and their wings, sorry for all spiders. Let me just say that. Or the big palmetto bugs. And if you live in the South, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so during the pandemic, I looked online because I had a silicone mat. I think it was a Tim Holtz, and it just slid all the time. I'd have to tape it in place, and I wanted something that wouldn't move, that was stationary, but that was big enough to cover. Instead of doing paper, I used to have paper, and I just felt like it was so wasteful. So I looked online for an extra large silicone baking mat, and I picked a white one, kind of an off-white creamy one, and this one came and it was gray, and I'm very thankful it was gray. I love it, and I think a lot of you on here probably have one, right? So I still use it. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 of them. Free spray for palmetto bugs and wasps. Oh, Eileen. Well, hairspray works great too, and like, again, they just kind of freeze because they can't move. Oh my goodness, Molly Ann, those palmetto bugs are horrible. Hate them. I know that's a strong word. Yes, oh, thank you guys. Happy Mother's Day to you too, to all you mothers. So on Facebook, and don't tell me no, you're going to tell me which one you want, because she'll say no, pick someone else. Chris Avola, on Facebook, you were the first to comment, and on YouTube, it was Lynn. Not sure what your last name, Lynn, is, but you were the first one at the very top. Message me and let me know what e-packet you want that's on my website, and I will get that sent to you. Okay, you can message me here on Messenger. You can go to my website, click the contact button, and message me there, and I'll get it sent out to you. Hi, Carrie. Stays on ink cleaner. That might work too. Yeah, and again, this is alcohol ink, so I'm not sure. I would have thought that rubbing alcohol would have taken it off, since it, it kind of what is that? I can't think of the word. Anyway, it will be movable and stuff like that, but it is stuck onto this rubber, so. Oh, you're so welcome, Chris. Thank you. Mine was a gift, and it's bright blue. Sue, I've never seen a bright blue one. Yeah, what I like about the gray, just like with my favorite palette that I'm often asked this question, but it's a Jack Richardson. You can get them, I buy mine on Amazon. I'm hoping to soon have them on my website. But it's a Gray Matters palette paper. I like the 9x12. It's a manageable size for me to paint on. But I like that it has gray, because the colors are more true to what they look like, especially when I'm blending and stuff versus, say, a white. So I was thrilled when I got the gray matte. And your first choice, always hand sanitizer, right? Reactive. Thank you, Linda. Hello. Could not think of it. You ever had that? Yeah, thank you. Yes, Sue, on YouTube as well, activates. So yeah, it does reactivate it, kind of like a watercolor. So I have hair shedding. Anyway, so wasn't here the last 2 weeks because I taught seminars in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and what a great group of ladies. Had 3-day seminars, 3-day seminar there. And 2 of my high school friends came out from Memphis way, so a little over 3 hours or so. And I haven't seen them since the 10-year high school reunion, so it was nice to catch up with them. And then I was home. I got home Sunday. I was home Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I drove to Newport News, Virginia, with my friend Barb, my second mama, and I taught a 3-day seminar there with the Tidewater decorative painters, artists, decorative painters, I think, and another great, fantastic group, and it was just so amazing to be there in person, teaching 3 days, and I don't know, just sharing what I love and having people eager to, I'm dying, I forgot my water, but I have my flavored water, so let me just take a sip. Sorry about that. I feel like I have a frog in my throat. I'm sure it is allergies, but anyway, hello, Robin. My oil teacher always used to say white palettes were like guys. They always lie. That's hilarious, Molly Ann. Hilarious. I'm sure all the white guys, I'm sure all the guys won't appreciate that, but we don't mean it. But gray just shows truer colors, so that's hilarious. Hi, Carol. 89. Yeah, it's 90 right now. It's supposed to get up to 92. And anyway, so again, had 2 wonderful weeks of teaching and being away, and I wanted to share with you guys, tomorrow is the deadline. Oh, thank you, Barb. It was a great road trip. We did not stop talking from the time we left until, and usually like when we leave seminars and stuff, we're quiet because we're so tired. But Barb got to visit with her best friend that lives in that area, and then, or one of her best friends, and then we drove home and just chit-chatted about everything. It was so nice, and it made the 9-hour drive go very fast. So, but again, just met some amazing people, and I love to teach. I love to teach in person. Zoom and virtual is great, and I do love doing my lives because I get to connect with so many of you guys. But there's nothing like teaching in person. There's nothing like going to a convention and being around people that want to learn and create and socialize, and you get to put names to faces, faces to names, all that. So we don't lie. We distort the truth to adapt it to what we think. Well put, Patrick. Oh my goodness. So, hi, Dawn. Good to see you on. All right, so tomorrow is the deadline. Hello. I don't even know what that was. Oh, it's just not important. Are my Mother's Day roses not gorgeous? Oh, they're beautiful. Okay, so tomorrow is the last day to sign up. I'm teaching in Colorado near Denver. It's in Franklintown or Franklin. Anyway, and so I'm doing this piece. This is, it's called Autumn View. This is printed on tissue paper and then decoupaged on, optional to put it on or leave it off. But this is, I can't wait to paint this. And it's on a canvas, wood canvas panel. So tomorrow is the last day to sign up. I am teaching that in person, but I'm also teaching it virtually, so on Zoom. And again, it will be recorded, so if you're not able to join in person, you'll get the recording. But the bonus for those people that are in person is you get the recording as well. So how many times have you done a seminar or a convention class and you're like, man, I wish I had a recording? Especially if it's a 6-hour class, because by hour 5 or 5.5, you're like, oh, I'm tired. Anyway, and then this is the other piece. I do not know why my nose is itchy. Is that when someone's come to visit you? Anyway, and then this is the other piece. And this is a chipboard butterfly piece. So I'm doing my mixed media orange poppies and my autumn view. Again, you can go to my website. Janet Grope is the contact person if you want to sign up, and she can give you all the information. But if you go to my website, which is right here, I'll just pop it up, sandymcteerdesigns.com, and click on the more button. There's seminars and conventions, and you can look there to find out more information. Okay, so let me put these back and hopefully not knock anything else over. All right. Whew, it's hot in here. May is full of bank holidays in France. Smells like the end of a school. Oh, yeah. I do miss, when the kids got out of school and then you had a couple months just to kind of play and not have to be anywhere. My summer is jam-packed full. No, the bonus of being in person is that we get to paint with you in person. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. No, Lucy, I'm on right now. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. So, all right. Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can show you on here, but it is something to see him in person. And, but anyway, only about 3 more weeks of school here. That's long. Ours, I think, in Georgia get out like the 20-something of May, which I think's kind of soon. But I don't have kids in school anymore, so it's okay with me. Horsepen, Virginia. Hi, Carol. Good to see you on. All righty. I am going to, yes, absolutely. And I was just going to say that, Robin, too, that Patrick probably is looking forward to having more time to paint and create and be out of school. So anyway, so I had a very busy week trying to catch up after being gone, but I wanted to show you I had some happy mail, and then I have some giveaways from the last live we did, which was on the gel plate. If you missed that, you can go to my YouTube channel and check that out. And if you haven't, 1 week for your boys, Cindy. Oh, exciting. I always loved summer vacation and summer break, so it was fun. With my boys, who are now, if you don't know, I am the mom of 3 boys. My boys are 29, soon to be 28, soon to be 27, 15 months apart to the day. So we wasted no time. I had 3 babies under the age of 3. And at times it was crazy and chaotic. We lived in Iceland, we lived in England. So it was hard, but at the same time, I have the most incredible supportive husband who probably has changed more diapers than me. And it was, I don't know, I love being a mom. And I love being a mom to my 3. So anyway, I'm gonna get emotional. So, okay, let's move on because I wanna show you the happy mail I got and then the giveaways. I'm gonna go ahead and announce those. I had 3. Let me see if I can find them. Okay, so I'll do the first one. This is for stencils, and let me go ahead and turn my camera down and move all this stuff out of the way. And then what I'm going to share with you guys today too, when we get done doing giveaways and happy mail and some new products that I just got in, is the last 2 weeks that I taught, one of the #1 questions that I got was about these brushes, Mezzaluna brushes. Okay. So I'm going to share a couple tips with you guys today that hopefully will help you dry brush better. And then also some tips on some ways that you can dry brush and get some really cool effects. Okay. So we're going to do that. I don't like that they have to leave. I know, Cindy. I know. Now I will say at the end of the summer break, I was ready for them to go back because, but anyway, hi Diane. Okay, let me come right down here and I will put that there. Okay, so I had 3 giveaways on the last live and one of them was for stencils. So I had 4 stencils to give away. This one is really cool. I have a lesson on my YouTube channel using this. It's a Patty Rawlinson and I used it, I want to say, for either the hydrangea and daisy or maybe it was tulips. You know what? It was tulips. Anyway, so that's on my YouTube channel. And then an M232 or 33. It's the 1/2-inch buffalo check. And then this awesome stencil. I'll put that down. That looks great with like modeling paste put through it. And then I had an extra one of these, so I thought I would throw it into the giveaway. And it's a Lori Speltz Home Sweet Home stencil. Okay, so the lucky winner of those is Beth Vallone, Vallone. And I had to see where your name came from, and it was on YouTube. Okay, so if you go to my website, click on the contact button, and message me, I will get this shipped out to you. All right. And then I had brushes, and I have a set of filbert brushes. Now I have to say, filberts are not my favorite. If you've taken a class with me, you know that I don't use filberts often, but they are a nice brush, and I have been using them more. So, and the winner of those is Sandy Fowler. So Sandy Fowler, message me your mailing address. I'll get those shipped to you. I'm going to put those over there and not put them on the ground. And then the third was this set that I had. These are old texture makers for clay. So kind of like a giraffe print, or you could use those for cobblestones or whatever. And then this smaller one, which is really cool. And this gel plate, this 5x7 gel plate. Okay, the winner of that, and I was excited when I saw your name come up, Jody. So Jody, go to my website, message me your mailing address, and I will get that shipped out to you. All right? Do have 3 giveaways, and I will do the drawing for those on the 28th. So let me move that out of the way. And I'm wearing my bracelet today for my dear sweet friend, Laura, and all my other sisters out there fighting breast cancer and any other ailment. Okay, I have to show you guys this card. I didn't bring my boys in. Their cards are on the kitchen table. But my friend Marianne, Andresia, I never say her name right, anyway, makes the most incredible cards. And she made me this. It is weighted. It has a lot of work into it. It's absolutely beautiful, Marianne. And I keep every single card she makes me. It is a piece of art, right? So I will put that with all of my other cards. And I think we're getting up there, if not 25 more. Okay, so I got some new products in I wanted to share with you guys. And then I'll share my Happy Mail, because I got some really cool Happy Mail. So Tracy Moreau and I have a stencil line M squared, and I put Baroque, she put brocade, so I'm going to change mine to brocade. I like brocade. Anyway, so we have a new stencil, M279. And then I had several of the new Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamps, but the Buffalo Check, Kathy, that's an M square stencil. It's on my website. If you go to M square, hi Jackie. So do you have a pattern for the beautiful white flowers on the dark blue background, the one behind you? So Yvonne, that one is in Artistry Today magazine. And I will have the pattern packet out for it on my website in September. Okay. So the Stampers Anonymous, I had several of his newer stamps on order, and this is the only one I got. The others are sold out. But this one is super cool. It's called Creative Blocks, and it's very architectural. So they're individual little squares. Anyway, super cool. So I put those aside. Can't wait to play with those and create with those. And then I got some Happy Mail. So I'll start with actually a gift that I was given from the amazing ladies at the Tidewater Decorative Painters Convention. They make these brush holders, and they sell them. I don't think they sell them online or anything. I wish they did, because guys, these are amazing. It's got cardboard in it, so it actually could stand up, which I like. And then you can, tie it to make it stand straight up. You can fold it back, so that you've got your brushes there as you're painting. So Donna, thank you so very much for gifting me that. I love it. And I love that fabric. Too cute. Alrighty. And then one of my dear members in my membership group sent me all this amazing ephemera. And I have to tell you guys a really cool tip that she shared with me. So she got these on, is it Temu, T-E-M-U? And I've seen all the ads and everything, and I was worried about ordering from them. These are like little vellum sheets, so cute. So just ephemera papers to use, in my art journal or in creating. And then this beautiful book of papers and stuff to tear and use, and so pretty. I almost don't want to tear it, but I'm sure I will use those in my creations. I'm going to move those out of the way. Thank you so much, Melissa. So she had a really good tip, and that was to get a gift card. Get a gift card, like a Visa gift card or something, and use that instead of your credit card. I thought that was brilliant, because she didn't want to share her information, and that's one reason I haven't shopped from them. Okay, so I did a little shopping, and then I also got some freebies, some things for some giveaways, and but anyway, so of course my friends at cdwood.com, y'all look at this gorgeous stencil. Y'all know that my favorite stencil is the Tim Holtz Flourish, and if you didn't, you do now. In fact, I have to hide it because I want to use it on everything, and this one is gorgeous, is it not? So you can go to cdwood.com, and this one is, it's 09-19824. So gorgeous, gorgeous stencil, and I have a one to be able to give away at some point. And then some of the tools that just have little smaller icons and stuff on them. So excited about those. But I wanted to show you these new wood pieces I got from them. So door hangers and rounds and everything are so big right now. And they have this great dimensional piece. Another one, super cute. And they have examples of how Chris has painted them. And this beautiful one for Christmas, I just thought was gorgeous. So anyway, I cannot wait to paint those. It's a good place to order from. First time I ordered, didn't realize where it was coming from. Oh, awesome, Linda. Yes, I will have to use PayPal. That's good to know too. Okay, I'm seeing all you guys saying that you've ordered from them. Awesome. Yeah, they've got some really cool things. But again, I was a little concerned. Okay. Now, last live I shared with you guys the jelly plate and the stencils that I had gotten from Christy Hartman. And so the company reached out as well as Christy, and I just have to show you guys these things that they sent me. So is that not amazing? I used one similar. It was from a different company, but it was on, I used it for koi fish and did this on top, something similar, but I absolutely love this stencil. Cannot wait to use it. I'm going to share the information with you from, okay. So, and they have a YouTube channel, so make sure you go and check them out. I think I put this on the last live as well. So PM Artist Studio, they have stencils for many different artists, and super, super cool. So that's that one I just showed you. All right. But you can go to their website. You can go to their Instagram, their YouTube channel, give them a follow, give them a like. Let me just show you these pretties. I know I posted it on my page, but if you missed it, guys, are these not gorgeous? Now, these aren't Christie's, but another artist on the site. Let me just zoom in. And I got two different, ooh, hello. That won't stop zooming in. Okay, let's go there. That did not want to stop zooming in. Hello. Let me find this one. This is the Poppy Duo. There's a big one and a small one. And I love the way they package them. They just have this nice little paper. That's the artist that created those stencils. They give you a picture of them. And then, you know, their angel policy. So, again, guys, are these not gorgeous? Y'all know how much I love to paint poppies. I mean, so I know that I will be using those in my journal, in my gel plate creating. And they always throw in these extra little goodies of gel plate paint papers that you can use to create with. Christy sent me this like ATC card, this nice fun little stencil. So again, some really cool stencils. And then Christy has these, which I fell in love with, because next to poppies, I will say sunflowers, I'm absolutely obsessed with. So 2 different sizes of sunflowers, and let me get that out of the package so it's not a glare. So it's called Sunflower Bunch, and then the 8x10, and then the smaller. But again, you can go to their website and check them out. Or just put Christy Hartman stencils in PM Artist Studio, and those will come up. But are those not gorgeous? They're beautiful. Thank you. Chris Avola just put over on Facebook the link for, they are beautiful stencils. You have to tape them down. You know, Yvonne, you could. I'm really bad about taping stencils down. I tend just to hold them in place. Something this intricate, you could easily do like the spray, the stencil spray. I don't like to use it. I feel like it leaves a residue. But they have one too that you can pounce on. But if you taped it in just a few places and then moved your tape as you were stenciling, or hold it, you know, down while you're stenciling in that area and then continue to move your hand, that's how I do it. And then move on. But again, you guys check them out. And then I got this beautiful card and with a gel plate paper that Christy had done in a really super sweet note. So again, thank you, Christy Hartman and 2 p.m. Artist Studio. Thank you so very much for that. Okay, Happy Mail 2. Did I just see that and I missed it? Huh, I did. So Tracy Morrow sent me these really cool cancellation stamps, script stamps, some butterflies. I mean, y'all know I love butterflies, dragonflies, bees, obsessed, and love to create using those, especially my chipboard ones I just created. So I want to show you these. So about, I don't know, it might have been a month ago, I did the wax effects demo, and I just created these because I'm doing a demo in Vegas in June. And so the store owners will get to create something using the wax effects. And I'm just going to hold that so you can see how it looks waxy, but it's not wax, it's acrylic. But they'll be able to create it for their display. And then those are my little chipboard butterflies. But I think, where's my favorite part? My favorite part, guys, look at that right there. Is that not amazing? All those colors and that chipboard piece kind of embedded in that. I love that. Alrighty. So, yes, those stencils are amazing, guys, right? PM Artist Studios with us on YouTube. Thanks so much for being here. And again, you guys, I cannot stress enough, go check out their website and their channel. Beautiful, intricate stencils. And I greatly appreciate the gifts. So, okay, let's talk about dry brushing. All right? Dry brushing can be a little tricky, just like stenciling. I am going to zoom in and see if it'll stop this time. I don't know why that kind of went crazy. Okay, there we go. And I'll get my palette out. I just have a couple pieces of wood, and then I grab some papers out of my art journal. But let me talk to you about the Mezzaluna brushes. These are my go-to brushes for dry brushing. All right? There are 4 sizes. I take these off immediately. They have to put those on there for retail purposes, but they do drive me crazy. So I take those off. First thing I love about them, I love the way they feel in my hand. And like I've told you guys before, I'm a Dynasty specialist. I love working with them. I feel like I'm part of their family. They're part of my family. I like the way a brush feels in my hand, and if I don't use it. It just moves and glides with this acrylic handle. Absolutely love the way it feels, love the way it moves. It has 2 filaments in it, one that's a little bit stiffer, one that's softer, and it's just the perfect amount of bristles to give you a really pretty dry brush, okay? I probably use these 2 the most, the small and the medium. Hello, let's get on camera there. But you can also use a flat brush, and I'm going to show you that as well. So, I grabbed a piece that I just taught in Virginia. I love it. I actually created this specially for Buffalo when I taught up there last June. But those little touches of dry brushing just add texture and really pretty, a really pretty look to your leaves. And then you can do a wash over them. I'm going to show you that as well. But we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet today so that you guys can hang out with your kiddos or continue just vegging and enjoying your Mother's Day. So let me just grab some paint. I'm going to grab some Lush Green, which is very much like antique green. And if you haven't heard, antique green has been discontinued, and this is right there next to it. Okay, it is so close to that color. And then let's just grab a brush. So I have a number 10. Let's see, I want a bigger one. This one is a 12. So, oh, you're so welcome, guys. Oh, did you, Peg? You'll have to share with me, please, on my Facebook page, the Land That I Love piece that I did in the pixelated palette. I'm so happy that you painted it. Okay, so I'm going to just paint basic shape of a leaf. And I'm going to actually show you a couple things, because again, I had the number one question I had at both seminars is, what is that brush and how do you use it? So I'm also going to do soon the wave brush, the whale's tail, and what was the other one? There was another one someone asked me to please do. Okay, so basic leaf shape, right? Let me just put another one on here. Keep my hand out of the way. So again, basic shape of your leaf. Dry brushing is a great way, especially if you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that color to highlight. You could dry brush on. It's so like just a dusting of color that you could always cover it up. In fact, you could take a baby wipe most of the time and wipe off a dry brush that you just put on. Okay. So I love dry brushing too. Love to hear that, guys. Well, Patrick, that's exactly why I'm going to, that's why I wanted to do this today. So let's move that out of the way. And then I'm going to get, let's do some tangerine. I didn't grab a piece. I should have grabbed the piece that I normally have sitting in my studio, and it's actually in my other studio. But we'll just draw out a quick little pumpkin. How about that? So I can get that's awfully small, Sandy. I was going to make it red from that school pencil rubber. Okay, there we go. Quick little pumpkin, right? Nothing like winging it live. So we'll get those in there. Okay. The reason I wanted to do it on there was to show you it doesn't always just have to be on leaves, okay? It can be on many, many, many things. Just to give it texture, a really pretty highlight. You can dry brush on a shadow. And if I go outside the lines, it's quite all right, right? Hi, Tara. Well, I'm so happy to hear hopefully your grandkids and kids are celebrating you as well. I've heard from all three of mine and FaceTimed. My youngest is in Connecticut, and the middle is in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and the oldest actually was working today. Okay. And I think my mom's probably here too. And I got to see her and my dad the other day, which was nice. Okay, so we got a quick little pumpkin, right? Probably the fastest pumpkin I've ever drawn out. But let me move that out of the way. I haven't heard that, Molly Ann, but I will check into that on the matte spray. Might be a supply issue, which is still happening, right? Yes, pumpkins are so fun to paint and so fast, right? I saw how fast that one came about. Okay, now, I know I'm gonna need more. I'll put it on paper when I do. In fact, let me just go ahead and put out a leaf because that way it can dry. Because again, there are a couple things I want to show you. Not only dry brushing, but dry brushing super duper light on purpose so that you can make it work for your finished look. That's a lot of water in that leaf, Sandy. And that's okay, that one might need a second coat, but you get the gist. Alrighty. So, let's go back to the leaf. And I'm going to pick up some, in the media line, my go-to, absolutely love this, the Payne's Gray. You can mix it with your regular acrylics, or use it on its own. So, and then some plantation pine. So we have our leaf here. I'm going to dry it real quick, just to make sure it's 100% dry, because there is nothing like dry brushing on wet paint. Now, this is my way, okay? Oh, Lucy, I'm sorry to hear that. I haven't had any interruptions on my end. And it might be weather up your way, huh? There are several, like Holly Hanley, I love the way she does kind of a semi-wet brush, dry brush. But I like mine to be completely dry when I go to dry brush on. Now, these Mezzaluna brushes are great for doing clouds. Oh, they make amazing clouds. In fact, I should have put that on there, but another time. Okay. Let's just base coat these in so that they're solid. But think of dry brushing like you do stenciling. So when we stencil, we want very little paint in our brush, right? Because we don't want it to seep underneath the stencil. So when you're dry brushing a color on, very little paint, and it's buildable, just like stenciling. You can come in and build up that color. Let's round that out just a little bit more. At least make it semi-pretty. Okay. Thank you, Chris, for putting that info. I've had several people, again, order from that website and haven't had any issues. But I'm always a little cautious and leery. So. Okay. And I'm not going to do a second coat on the pumpkin. It's probably fine. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with an angle brush. So let me grab an angle brush. I'm going to get that slightly wet. And before we dry brush, I want to show you a couple of tricks, okay? Because this is another question I get all the time. Where do I float my vein down the side of my leaf? And I have a really good piece that I'm going to show you what it does to that leaf, okay? And I showed my husband because I wanted to see, as a non-painter, if what I was explaining he understood, and he was like, wow, that really just changed that whole leaf. So I have a little bit of water in my brush. The toe on the angle brush, it's the longer side. I have with that plantation pine, a little bit of Payne's Gray. Okay, and I'm just working both those in. You want to work it in on both sides. And I don't like to double load like this as I'm loading this brush, or I'm side loading a flat brush. I like to do it like that and then turn it over. That will help keep that color on that toe. Sometimes our wrist gets away from us that way when we go back and forth. Okay, so now I'm just going to loosely float that dark color at the base of that leaf, so right here, and then along that darker side of the leaf, right? So got a little bit of shape there. Now you want to just kind of bring that up a little bit and soften it so it doesn't look like it's dark, medium, light. And then let's get this side as well. So a little plantation pine, little Payne's Gray. That Payne's Gray will go a long way. Okay, so again, we'll just float that. And again, I like to do the base of that leaf. Okay, let's dry this. We're going to do first about the vein down the center. Okay? So, and again, you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and share. That's how you're entered into my giveaways. If you've not yet, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell notification. It'll let you know when I'm going live. Okay, so do you know what I'm talking about? The vein that goes down the center of the leaf. So let me show you on this piece. Okay, because I think a really good example right here, when you have a leaf and you're looking at it from the side, and so you see that, and it kind of rolls slightly into the vein, and then it rolls to the other side of the leaf, right? What helps it roll is where you put that line and on what side you float that line, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Hi, Mary. So what I'm talking about is when you float that vein on, right down that center. So let me do that again. I'm just going to hold it here. I'm going to slide to that toe. So my brush is still at an angle. I'm going to lay it flat and up. Okay. Now, what that just did is it helped give that leaf some movement, right? Some direction. But you can do even more. I think it'll, yep, good. I was hoping it would wipe off for me. And really change that and lift it. So from here, I can come and a little bit of water in your brush, Sandy. A little bit more green. Okay, so I can come here and I'll go a little high and then float it over. Now, look what that did to that leaf. See how it really kind of lifted it up and over, right? Now, what's cool about that is when you come and you do the dry brushing. So let's dry that. Aw, thank you, Susan. I am going to be teaching this on Zoom soon. And then I have something really exciting in July coming up. I'm going to do a free something. And more information will come on that. I was hoping to do it at the end of this month, but I'm slammed. There's just no way. And I can't fit anything in June because I'm home like maybe 8 days the whole month. So it will be July. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. So I'm going to do the same thing and we'll. So I love it when it kind of bleeds like that and goes a little bit further. See what I'm talking about? Instead of just the line. And you can always come in and soften that slightly with the toe of the brush, with the heel, or even with a mop brush. Okay? So let's take a little mop and kind of soften that look. Alrighty. Now, I can do a highlight on the other side, which I'm going to do. Let's get some, what do I have? Some foliage green. Get a little bit of that out. And maybe some warm white. Okay? So does that help explain, guys, on what side to do your leaf? I'm going to show you. Let's let this dry. I'm going to do a second coat on this so I can show you the difference if you do it on the other side. There's no wrong side unless you're trying to go for a direction with your leaf, or which side you want to be highlighted and which side you want to be darker. Okay? Okay. So all the comments on YouTube have stopped. Hopefully you guys are just mesmerized. But if you're there, let me know. Okay. So now I'm going to come in again with that angle brush, and on the toe only I'll pick up some, and sometimes I'll pick up whatever color I have in my brush. So, or excuse me, on my leaf too, like that plantation pine. I'll put a little bit of that in there so I'm not dressing it with just something on the toe. There's some in my brush, and since the base of that is that lush green, I could even put some of that in there. But I'll pick up some of the foliage green on the toe, a little bit of warm white, and I'll work that in. Again, a little bit of moisture. And then keeping my brush out of that base of that leaf. So nothing's on that toe down there except that, you know, darker color, but I'll float a little bit of a highlight on. Right? And then I don't have my favorite mop over here. What's the deal? It's over at my other workstation. So I'm just going to soften that. Okay. Now, what you can do as well, and you've seen this, I'm sure, many times, but again, you can put a little bit of that highlight on this side of the vein. Now, what that just did, look how that just made that leaf so dimensional, right? Instead of just flat. Hello, Claudette. Hi, Karen. Okay. Now, let's, thanks, Patrick. Let's use the Mezzaluna. So I'm going to use the medium Mezzaluna. It's kind of got that rounded dome shape, so look at it from the side. You can use the chisel edge, you can use the corner, you can use the flat of the brush. So I'm going to load that with, actually I'm going to get some sour apple. I want to get a little bit of brightness in that as well. So I'm going to start though with that foliage green. So we'll pick up some of that foliage green. Dry paper towel is key. So just like you do with stenciling, you want to load it up and you want to wipe it off. Now, good place to test it is right there. If you can't see any color, you can see a tint of yellow. So I know that I have color in there that's going to come off that brush. So what I can do is on that highlighted side of the leaf, I can do a little dry brushing, and I'm just doing tiny little circular motion with that. I don't want to go back and forth because I don't want a line. Okay, so a little bit. Now you're going to say that's your dark side of your leaf. That doesn't mean you can't put a highlight there. If that light is hitting there and that light's hitting there because of that divot in the middle that the vein made, you can have a highlight there. Okay, now let's pick up some of the sour apple and some of the white. So sour apple, warm white, again loaded up, wipe it off. If you're worried you have too much, test it on your hand. Soft circular motions. And I like to do that. You guys know I like paint on my hands. I don't mind paint on my hands. It means I was productive and I had fun playing in my studio. So, okay, so do you see the difference with that leaf and that leaf? Just with a little touch of dry brushing. Absolutely love that. Hi, Janet. Hi, Robin. Thanks, guys, for letting me know you're still here. Okay, now I'm going to do it on purpose. I want to make my highlight really, really bright. So let me move that so you can see. And what I'm talking about is like here, where that dry brush, that light is just hitting those spots on that leaf, but they're not white, right? So whenever you dry brush, and if you get too much, the fix is always to backtrack. So you can do a wash of your base color. You can do a wash of like the plantation pine, since I used that to do a little bit of the shading. But I'm going to do a wash of another color and show you. So I picked up more of the sour apple, more of the white, and I didn't wipe off as much. In fact, look, you'll be able to see it in the palm of my hand, right? So again, I want to come here and do a little bit of dry brushing. And again, I like to rub that with my finger. It just smooths it out and softens it. You could even do a little bit here where you're a little more intentional about, oh, I just want a little bit on that spot right there. Okay. So actually I want a little more. All right. Now that, I'm going to show you up close, is not pretty. I mean, it's too white for that leaf. So what you can do is a wash of color. You guys know how much I love the media line. So watch what happens when you put the media line. I'm going to do one side and then the other side with acrylic and then also the media line. So I'll just get that big brush out again. It's got water in it. I know I've showed you guys before, but a great way to test how much water you have in your brush is by running it through your index finger and your middle finger. If you see that, especially when you're using an angle brush, you have too much water. So, but for a wash, we do want that water in there. So this is green gold, and I'm just going to do a wash right over that color. Now look what that did to that side of the leaf. Oh, it just gave it that yellow tint. Carol, how do you do it? You'll have to put it in the comment how you do it. The thing I find when dry brushing in soft circular motions is I can apply more pressure when I want to, and I want to avoid the lines. When I show you on here, I'm going to show you something different, okay? So now on this side, let's do a wash of lush green. Let's do a wash of sour apple. Because that bright is going to hit right on that brighter spot right there. A little too much water, Sandy. And then soften it out. And on that one, I will just softly mop it. Okay, so see how that brighter sour apple gave a little touch of yellow to it. You can also do, because while we're at it, why not, a little bit of asphaltum. So let's dry this. Yes, that's probably one of the biggest things is pressure on dry brushing. So I always start out with just a little soft tickle almost, and then I apply more pressure just like I do when I stencil. So if I have too much paint in my brush, I'm not going to ruin it because, again, soft circular motions starting out, build up. Okay, now I can still come back to this, and what I do between colors, if I want to switch between colors, I will do hand sanitizer, excuse me. Hand sanitizer works great because it will evaporate before water does. So that's what I do. And you might have to do it 2 or 3 times to get all that color out, especially if you're going to a color that you don't want mixed. All right. But a wash of asphaltum is also beautiful on these dry brushed areas, which again, I want to come back and brighten up so that you can see the asphaltum on it and how it kind of hits it differently. So little wash of asphaltum. Maybe I'll just do it on that side. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. Just gives it an earthy little touch. Oh, so pretty. If I do say so myself. Okay, a little bit of brown on there. You can do washes of color. You can do, and y'all have seen me do before, magenta. So like on here, this is what I'm talking about, where I've dry brushed and then I came back with some quinacridone magenta. A little bit of it here, a little bit of it there. Again, it ties things in from your background and your piece and then into your leaves and just adds just a really nice softness to your overall piece. All right, now let's go over to this one. I am gonna come back and do a little better floating of that darker side right there. All right. I don't know if I'm going to do the other one on the paper. I'm liking the way, I was worried about how it's going to come out on the wood since it's just plain, nothing special to it. The other one I put matte medium on so I could at least move the paint around. But you could dry brush your highlights on. So I'm going to come in with that foliage green and again load it up, wipe it off. And I can, instead of doing the circular motions now, I can be directional about it. So I can come in and, oops, got something on there. So it's angled towards the base of that leaf, okay? And like I said, because it's like a dusting of color, if you don't like it, you can always lift it, all right? So let's come back on this side while that's drying. And I have just foliage green. I'm going to do this quite big, a big area, so I can show you again that wash, but then also show you how doing that circular motion doesn't give you any harsh lines. It almost looks like it's already blended with that dark color, right? And then come back. And sometimes I do like to work toward my brush toward the vein so that I don't go over it. I know where I'm heading and where I don't want to go. But then I also want to come back now with some fresh foliage, a little bit of white, load it up, wipe it off. And I can pull on some dry brush. So instead of doing the soft circular motions, pulling it on to get more texture. Sometimes I'll even dab it. Too much paint, Sandy. But I'll just kind of dab it on heavy. Okay, now come back with your brush, wet, some green gold, but anytime you want to tone something down, again, asphaltum is a good tone, but if I've done too much highlight, too much dry brushing, I just go back to my, my base color of my leaf, my mid-tone green, if you will. But look, again, the difference on that vein, how this one's kind of crooked, this one, that leaf has movement because of that right there. Alrighty? Hopefully that's making sense. I dry brush these stencils if I need to add something extra. Oh, that's awesome, Bonnie. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I love to do washes. In fact, let's go ahead and get out a little bit of quinacridone magenta in the media line. I did share, I don't know if I shared it on my Facebook. I know I shared it with my membership group, but there's something going on with this across many lines of paint. The supply issue with what makes quinacridone gold. So I just got in actually 65 bottles of it. Okay, so I have a little bit of magenta, quinacridone magenta. And again, it looks pretty down here, but where it looks really pretty is when it hits that highlighted spot. And not everywhere. Again, just kind of move that around. See that? Hopefully that's showing up for you. A little bit of that pink. Okay. Just kind of here and there, but not everywhere. Like that. Purple is another color that looks beautiful done like that. Okay. The paint, I just thin the paint with water, Yvonne, but you certainly could use like the Fast Dry Glaze medium, the Flow medium, any of those. So let's come to our pumpkin. And we're going to just make this quick and easy, again, to show you some dry brushing, not necessarily how to paint a pumpkin. But I'm going to get that angle brush. Let's get a 3/8 angle. What is this one? That's my black silver. Okay. So I'll pick up, when I shade my pumpkins, again, I like to get like whatever my base color is with whatever my shading color is, which is going to be asphaltum. Just to get a little separation so you guys can see what I'm working on. And that's way too wimpy of a shadow. Way too wimpy. Let's get, where did I put it? Let's get some of that quinacridone gold. That'll be pretty on there. Oh yeah. It's kind of like a burnt sienna, very rusty color. In fact, when you mix it like with some reds, you can get a really pretty rust look. Let's wipe that off. Again, I just want to kind of get that middle section so that that's where your eye is going instead of all the other little sections. So just like a leaf, when I do a leaf, let me get my dryer here. You could put the tint on with the Mezzaluna as well. Yes, absolutely, Sue. And I'll do that when I come back to that piece. Okay, so the other thing, like I did on the leaves, is at the base of that leaf to put some color. Come in and put some color at the base of your pumpkin. Again, just kind of weights it. Takes it from being just a flat oval shape to being a kind of section on your pumpkin, right? And just walk that up a little bit. All right, let's dry this. In fact, let it dry, and while it's drying, I'll come over here and do what Sue asked, and that is, can you put color on by dry brushing with your Mezzaluna? So absolutely. So I'm going to get some of this green out, pick up some of that quinacridone magenta, work it in. Again, wipe it off your paper towel really, really well, and you can come in and do a little dry brushing of color where you want it. Just like that. Okay, so kind of the same look that has a little bit of white in it. Okay, well, I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to switch to the Mezzaluna Large, and what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to load up that jack-o'-lantern first, just to give it a little bit of color, since I only did one layer. Now let's wipe that off. And then I'm going to come in with some yellow. So maybe some Hansa yellow light. Yellow light will work, bright yellow. We'll pick some of that up. And some white. Just work it in somewhere on your palette. Wipe it off really, really well. Okay. And then here, like I mentioned before, you can kind of, well, I wiped too much off. You can pull it down to give you kind of little streaks. Okay, but remember I told you I want to show you how you can do it with a flat brush as well if you don't have the Mezzaluna brushes. Start with the flat brush. One of my favorite flat brush sizes of all time is the number 8. I think you can do just about anything with this brush. So it's dry, it has no water in it. I'm going to load it up with the yellow and the white. Again, work that in. Wipe it off on your paper towel. Again, you can always test your brush to see on the palm of your hand how much paint you have in your brush. You might think, oh, I don't have anything in there, and you go to your piece and you do. Now what I love about working on wood, it will grab that paint off your brush, or if you've got like gesso in the background. Okay, but I can do the same thing. See how that's picking up? I'm giving you a really pretty highlight right in that center. Okay. Now, I can do a little bit brighter highlight, like I did on the leaves. So a little bit more paint. I'm still dry brushing. I'm not really painting, but I am putting on that dry brush highlight with a little bit more paint, a little bit brighter. Okay? Okay. Oh, is YouTube having an issue? Huh. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Now, regardless of what you dry brush with, I like to come back because, again, I just think it adds a softness. Just makes it look more natural. Jack-o'-lantern orange. Load that up with some water and some jack-o'-lantern orange, and then I can brush right over that. See how it just softens it? Softens the look, but still gives me a really pretty highlight. But we're going to highlight it more. Oh, thank you, Linda. Bye, Donna. I'll be back on the 28th. I won't be here next weekend. I'm teaching a Zoom class. Well, I might pop on. I'm not going to say that I won't be here, but most likely I won't. I have an 8 o'clock class next Sunday because, of course, it's 5 hours ahead in England. Now, let's come in with some titanium white now instead of warm white, because that gives you a different highlight. So a little yellow, a little white. The warm white tones it down a little bit. The titanium white's going to be brighter. And then back to that Mezzaluna. Okay. Now, where is it? Don't discount a stencil brush. In fact, if you dry brush with a flat, does that put more wear on your brush? It does, Molly Ann. But I'm not pushing real hard. I'm just like letting it skim the surface. But if you were to dry brush, say like soft circular motions, yes, that is moving those bristles around like it's not used to doing. This has no paint on it, but I do both. But again, the Mezzaluna are my go-to dry brush brushes. Okay, so on PBS's show Make It Artsy, I did a pumpkin, and I used a stencil brush for the dry brushing. So again, a little bit of white, maybe a little of that jack-o'-lantern orange, and you can, again, small enough brush, but you can dry brush with that. Okay, so it doesn't have to always be that Mezzaluna. However, that is my go-to brush. They're made to withstand that kind of abuse, although I do abuse them and I go through my medium and my small more than the others. But let's put a nice chunky little highlight on this one. And so I'm kind of dabbing. I took that paint out, but look, kind of dabbed to give it a little bit more texture. Oh, I love that shine. Okay, we're going to dry this. And then let's do a wash. And this time I'm going to do a wash, I think with that quinacridone gold. I just want to see what that looks like. I'm just going to make it brown there, which is okay. But let's do Dairy-Lied Yellow. This color, Saffron Yellow, Sunset Gold in Americana is a good substitution for that color there. Hello. Look how bright that is. That's way too bright. But I can dab it. And where it hit that highlight, I just add a stem and a leaf, and I got a pear there, right? So hopefully this explains and helps explain some dry brushing for you. Again, soft circular motion. I didn't think this had any paint in it, but look, you're always going to see the remnants of what's in your brush, even if you don't feel like you have anything at all in it. Start off with less pressure, soft circular motions. Apply more pressure as you want to continue to add more color, more layers. It's buildable. Think about that. It's buildable, just like a stencil. You can build up that color and intensity. Does not have to be done all at one time. Okay, and again, I do that on my stems, on my leaves. It's just a great way to add that color without it, a heavy brush full of paint. Beautiful highlights, but again, you can come in and float on that. Oh no, it has white in it, Sandy. Float on that shading. Float on a little bit of extra texture. I wish I had something blue, because I would show you how to do clouds, but another day. So Mezzaluna brush, the Dynasty Mezzaluna brush. I do carry them on my website, but you can also get them at thebrushguys.com. And if you use Sandy, SANDYMC, you'll get an additional discount from them. So hopefully I shared some tips and tricks with you guys on dry brushing. Thanks, Deb. I love to use my fingers. And for everyone that I hear it all the time that you guys, a lot of you are using your fingers more than you ever have, and you have 8 of the best blenders on your hand. So it's much easier than putting it down, picking up a mop, and I love the look. You get a great softness that you don't get any other way, right? So, all right, let me come back up here, but hopefully all hot and sweaty, shared some things with you guys that maybe helped break down dry brushing a little bit easier for you, gave you some ideas on doing those washes. Makes a world of difference, changes the look, and can really just make it more natural looking. Dry brushing adds texture, but it also can add those highlights. And flat brush, Mezzaluna brush, whichever, just have fun. Just have fun and play around with it. Less paint, check it on the palm of your hand, and then do those washes if you're not happy with it, or even if you are happy with it, do a wash. If you don't like it, baby wipe will take it right off. Okay? So, oh, Annette, so if you're talking about this one, this is the Media line. They are fluid acrylics. They're highly pigmented and they're transparent, and they're absolutely stunning and gorgeous to work with. So that, and then also Americana, which of course is my staple go-to, but I could paint with this every day. Love, love, love. So they are, Norma, aren't they beautiful? And they're so big. I mean, they're seriously this big. I took a whole bunch of reference photos yesterday and can't wait to paint them. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys. Let me think. I will see you in 2 weeks. I will be back on the 28th. Yep. It is the 28th. Yep. Okay. Have a good one. Don't forget, get those brushes out, get that paint out, do something creative. And if you're in a rut and you don't feel like doing anything, grab a surface, grab your journal, get out one color of paint and base coat your piece. And that will give you the momentum to keep going, okay? So again, happy Mother's Day to all my friends out there that are mothers. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and you're being spoiled. And I am grateful that you're here. So have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Bye.